Coming up tonight, Bahamian Foreign Minister says the issue of policies surrounding U.S. visas remain a vexing concern. Plus, dive in, it's World Ocean Day. Stay close for details on that. And are you crazy in love? Our Marlena Leonard has the details in arts and entertainment segment ahead as Our News Weekend starts now. Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. United States Vice President Kamala Harris visiting the Bahamas earlier this week to hold multilateral meetings with heads of government of CARICOM member states. The VP also holding bilateral meetings with Prime Minister Philip Davis to discuss issues relative to the Bahamas. According to Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell, the issue of policies surrounding the issuance of visas to the United States remains a vexing concern.
According to their stats, the last I checked, the rejection rate of Bahamians applying for visas to the United States is just somewhere over 8%. So 92% of the people, they say, get through the system. The problem is those in the 8% complain bitterly about the way they're treated when they go to the embassy by people and the way they're spoken to. And of course, that the rejections often on the face of it don't make sense.
Mitchell further adding this explanation.
There is a particular rubric that they use in their law called 2141B. And that is a general thing which says you don't have sufficient ties to the Bahamas, and so therefore on that basis we are rejecting. Now I told Bahamians who complained to me, number one is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Bahamas government, has no influence, I repeat, no influence over the granting of U.S. visas. None whatsoever.
He says concerns about whether or not a person is involved in criminal activity also plays a factor. He gave this warning to Bahamians as it relates to overstaying their time in the United States.
It is their country, not our country, number one. Number two, it's an easy country to migrate to. It's not a difficult country to migrate to. So if you want to migrate to the United States permanently, there are legal avenues for you to do so. Number three, do not overstay your time in the United States. Don't, because that is often fatal to your being able to obtain a visa going to the United States.
The Bahamas Reef Environment Educational Foundation, better known as BREEF, hosting its World Ocean Day snorkel and beach cleanup this morning at Saunders Beach. Executive Director Kasarina McKinney-Lambert says this day is celebrated by millions around the world who want to come together to combat issues plaguing the ocean.
We are doing a public snorkel and beach cleanup, and we are introducing the ocean to people who may not have been snorkeling before, or who may not be comfortable in the ocean yet, but who are excited to step outside their comfort zone and try something new.
On June 7th, Prime Minister Philip Davis issuing a proclamation recognizing June 8th as World Ocean Day and the week of June 8th through the 14th as National Ocean Protection Week. McKinney-Lambert emphasizing the importance of this proclamation.
This week especially is an opportunity for the community to get together. Wherever you live, whatever island you're on, whatever beach is closest to you, to get out, enjoy the ocean, really appreciate what makes the Bahamas so incredibly special, and play a role in taking care of our environment.
The Rotary Club of Nassau West also partnering with BREEF to help raise awareness.
Rotaract and Rotary as well, we strive on community service. We're very big on helping the community, and we live here in this beautiful island surrounded by the ocean and water, so it's very important that we conserve it and take care of it.
Students also taking part in the snorkel and cleanup day. Trinity Hannah and Kaya Latimer say they both have a love for the ocean and want to learn how they can help protect it.
It's been going really good. I was a bit nervous and scared. I was screaming all the way. I'm very excited to be celebrating this day since we get to appreciate our beautiful oceans, that bring in tourism and stuff. And the snorkeling experience was just amazing Because when we went around there, like, we saw all type of fish inside the rocks and stuff. And I kept wanting to get closer to the rocks, like, just to touch one, just to touch it. So it was really fun.
The road to 50 continues. This time around, the attention and focus is on the orange economy. Last evening, a national fashion show was held at the Bahamas Resort, and as our Italia Hall says, scores of Bahamians turned out for the big show.
It was a night of culture and couture as models stepped out in bold styles, showcasing Bahamian culture. 12 Bahamian designers took to the stage in the country's national Jubilee fashion show under the patronage of Dame Marguerite Pinling. Chair of the National Independent Secretariat, Leslie Miller Bryce, says Dame Marguerite is a true fashion icon.
A woman of style, a woman of grace, a woman of elegance, and she has displayed that, I think, her entire life. And so what better way to pay tribute to her than to have this under her patronage.
And she adds that the support is overwhelming.
This is something that has not been done in our country for many, many years. There are some designers who would have put on their own personal showcases, but to have 12 designers on one runway showcasing their very best, their Bahamian pride, being a part of the 50th anniversary is truly a joy for me.
The 800-seat room was filled to capacity, these attendees sharing that more events like these are necessary.
And so I thought this was a great way to contribute towards celebrating the 50th anniversary. So I'm looking forward to some amazing fashions because some of the fashion designers I know personally, Patrice Lockhart is one of my favorite.
It was just so on my daughter's mind, say, Mom, we have to go, and so here we are. We come out to enjoy ourselves tonight.
We wanted to be patriotic, and we decided that we are going to go to everything related to the road to 50. And so we're really happy and delighted to be here.
I am here to see some of what we consider Bahamian legends that will be displaying their work on the stage, such as Theodore Elliott, Cardell McClam. A great way to support them as well as show our pride as well.
And here's a detailed look at some of the red carpet outfits.
Very serendipity. My daughters gave me this for Christmas. So that's all. And then my Steve Madden shoes.
Now we also had backstage interviews with a few of the designers. For more, stay tuned to Our News. Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Italia Hall.
Absolutely beautiful. Thanks, Italia. And just after the break, after a wipeout due to Hurricane Dorian, Bahamasair's ticket office in Grand Bahama is back. And one environmentalist is saying he now sees progress with the Royal Caribbean project. That's coming up when Our News Weekend returns.
Whether you're battling a chronic condition or offsetting a new injury, Doctors Hospital's comprehensive rehab services offer the help you need now.
Go to doctors.
3 advanced facilities at Collins Avenue, Carmichael Road, in Cable Beach means your personalized plan for care is just a visit away. From physiotherapy to occupational therapy and speech and language pathology, our team approach is all about rebuilding together. For a full list of services, visit doctorshosp.com/rehabilitation. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Bahamasair continuing to celebrate its 50 years in business. The company taking its celebrations to Grand Bahama yesterday to officially reopen the local ticket office and reservation center. Our Italia Hall reports.
Bahamasair Freeport's city ticket office was destroyed during Hurricane Dorian, forcing the office to relocate to the Grand Bahama International Airport. Well, on Friday morning, the office returned to downtown Freeport. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper says the new location in the Tropical Commercial Center on West Small Drive will provide convenient access for customers.
And we are in a digital era where the preferred mode of making travel transactions is online. But today we're bucking that trend because we care about our customers. And we wanted to send a signal that Freeport is back and Freeport is poised for a rebound, as are the fortunes of Bahamasair.
Deputy Director for the Northern Region, Harold Williams, says the former office at the airport caused a lot of challenges.
And it was not the very best of situation. There were logistic problems with parking and the inconvenience of some of our customers, and so we saw a huge drop in sales, in our ticket sales. And so we approached the board, we approached the managing director and said, we need a presence back here. downtown.
Senator Kirk Russell says downtown Freeport is rebounding.
The high demand for rental shop spaces and the upgrade of buildings around the city are all signs that things are moving in the right direction.
The ribbon was cut for the new office and several former employees were honored for their many years of service.
It's really moving, it's touching, it's warm for the staff of Bahamasair to even remember us who has gone on.
These former and current employees reflecting on Bahamasair's growth over the years and is applauding the company for this latest move.
Our customers are indeed happy at sharing this historical occasion today, our travel agents and other entities.
When I reflect back on the past 22 years working at Bahamasair, it's an awesome day to me.
This is an auspicious occasion for me to see Bahamasair open their new sales office once again in the downtown area. We've been doing pretty good when we had it the first time.
This is definitely a concrete example of that Freeport and Grand Bahama in general is coming back to life.
Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Natalia Hall.
RCI's Chief Product Innovation Officer, Jay Snyder, says regulations were met regarding the timing of when the supplemental environmental impact assessments were made available to the public. At the supplemental public consultation on the proposed Royal Caribbean International Paradise Island Beach Club, many of the environmentalists who rose for questions complained about the last-minute nature of the publishing of the supplemental EIA, saying they didn't see the 118-page document until the night before, not giving them enough time to look it over. Snyder responds.
The 14 days covers the core primary environmental impact assessment that was posted in 2021 and has been on the site for more than 500 days. This is supplemental information to that. Some of those studies were completed as recent as the noise study as an example, which is actually wasn't required as part of the original assessment anyway, that we did just because individuals asked us to continue to iteratively study was included. We're also not done studying, by the way.
He says they're continuing to do studies on the environment around the area, especially on coral health and water quality.
So I mentioned coral, and coral is a great example. We studied coral in 2019, 2021, 2023. We're going to study it in 24 and 25. Coral is one of those that you want iterative study of the health of the coral population in and around the Bahamas. That's a good example. Water quality is another good example. We've studied the water quality on surrounding the entire island. So east side over by Atlantis, as well as the water quality in the west side in the harbor, because we want a solid benchmark to understand as we do work that we have a real great baseline to understand any work that we do and what it has an impact on the water quality around the island.
President and CEO of One Consultant, Eric Carey, says he's seeing progress in RCI's latest supplemental environmental impact assessment. Carey has been very vocal with concerns about the project in the past and was one of many environmentalists present at the supplemental public consultation for the proposed RCI Paradise Island Beach Club last night.
I wouldn't say that there's resolution, but I would say that there's progress. Look, this is a process, right? So we raised some concerns tonight. This is far from over. The environmental management plan is really what we all need to see. I'm a little disappointed that there's no guaranteed public review of the environmental management plan, because the environmental management plan, as it implies, determines how a project's impact on the environment is going to be controlled, how it's going to be managed.
He was also reassured that the socio-economic issues and questions were allowed to be discussed during the consultation Q&A and that they will also be considered moving forward.
I'm glad that Dr. Neely acknowledged, the Director of the Department of Environment Planning and Protection, that the socioeconomic impacts, they are an important part of the EIA process, and I'm pleased that both Dr. Neely and the folks from RCI committed to ensuring that the socioeconomic concerns are addressed as part of this important process.
Just on the other side of the break, swim nationals are all set for next week. Our Sasha Lightborn has the details. And the Art of Becca Beauty, our Generation Next segment, is coming up next. But you must stay tuned because Our News Weekend continues right after this break. Welcome back. Bahamas is hosting its first ever Golf Invitational, combining sportsmanship with philanthropy. Our Jean Joseph was on the greens, bringing us some of the day's action.
Bahamas is teeing off its inaugural Golf Invitational at the renowned Royal Blue Golf Course. But this invitational is about more than just golf. The Bahamas Resort Foundation, Bahamas' philanthropic arm, is the driving force behind this event, showcasing its commitment to the sport and charitable efforts. The foundation champions sustainable conservation, celebrates cultural traditions, and strengthens the community by supporting the Bahamas Cancer Society, the Nazareth Center for Children, and the Humane Society, among others. Bahamas Resort Foundation manager Melvin Williamson says the Invitational is their latest addition to help support their many efforts in the community.
The Bahamas Resort Foundation is built on 3 pillars of community, culture, and conservation. And we feel that it is our corporate responsibility to give back whenever possible. With this event today, we'll focus a lot on the Bahamas Association for the Physically Disabled. We feel that that is, a good staple in the community where we can participate.
And the participants showed up, taking to the greens to test their skills in the longest drive and closest to the pin competitions and enjoying the game's beauty while contributing to the community. Fix-It Enterprises CEO Brenton Booroll shared his excitement for the competition and said his support for the foundation's initiative was unquestioned.
Giving back, no matter how small it is very essential. And at FIE we believe in sponsoring, partnering, and at Bahamas it becomes natural that we partner and sponsor.
Orlando Mohe, Encore Regional Vice President, also shared his support for Bahamas President Graham Davis's vision for the community and his admiration for the course.
Knowing and learning about the foundation and everything that you do for the community and the environment and all that, it's a pleasure to be part of this event. First time playing here, won't be the last. The course is magnificent, the facility is incredible. I visit the island here at least every 2 to 3 months. First time playing golf, so now going forward is going to be in my regular spot.
And New Providence Ecology Park Chief Financial Officer Larry Wilson was also looking for a hole-in-one as his company supported the inaugural event.
I play a lot of golf. I'm not a really good golfer, but I play a lot. This is like my home course. I play here most Saturdays if nothing else is going on. But I'm enjoying this event. It's an extremely fun event. The format, all the sponsorship, the different stations they have, and we have a great group of guys we're playing with. So it's really been a lot of fun.
The funds raised through this Golf Invitational will directly support the foundation's mission. Watching the Invitational unfold and the positive change it brings to the Bahamas will be exciting.
So far, we've raised $100,000 for this event, and as we continue with this event year after year, we look to raise more that we can use in the community.
Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Jean Joseph.
The Swim Nationals will take place next week at the Betty Kelly Canning Aquatic Center. Our Sasha Lightborn spoke with a top Swim Federation official, and she has all the details in this story.
The 51st edition of the Bahamas National Swimming Championships are scheduled to begin next week. The age groups for boys and girls will be 8 and under, 9 to 10, 11 to 12, 13 to 14, 15 to 17, and 18 and over. There will be over 600 local swimmers and 9 clubs participating. Bahamas Aquatic Secretary General is Georgette Albury.
At Nationals, we showcase the local talent, the local competitive swimming talent in the country. This year, what makes this year special is that it's also an early qualifier for the Olympic Games that will be held in 2024 in Paris.
And as for the expectations for the meet, and if records will be broken,
we do have collegiate athletes, collegiate swimmers who will be in attendance at this event. We expect to see some record-breaking performances by the likes of Lamar Taylor. We also have Devante Carey, and then going off to college this year is Nigel Forbes and Renishka Gibbs. So we are expected to see some great performances by the swimmers.
We also asked Albury whether the pool would be ready for competition.
Yes, it will be. So our local technical team is working very closely with the NSA to ensure that the pool is at the standard that it needs to be, as it is a World Aquatics qualifying event.
The Swim Nationals are set for next Thursday, June 15th, and will run until Sunday, June 18th. Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
34-year-old Rebecca Johnson Gator is the owner of Beauty by Becca, founder of Refined Edges, Edge Control, and a host of other titles related to the ever-growing hair industry. The stylist says she started doing hair at the age of 12, and when she expressed her future career desires, she was redirected toward more traditional jobs. But she explains hair is simply her passion.
I started off with crochet braids. First of all, I started braiding from I was 12, and I, became a banker for about 8.5 years. Left that, started crochet braiding, and that's the only thing I've been doing ever since. So that's my specialty, and I've been building on it, and everything that complements it, that's what I do. So from the edge control to the growth oils that I make, and the crochet bundles that I source or make by hand, and we've been operating for about 8 years, and a total of 8 years this year, and we retail internationally as well as throughout the Bahamas.
Johnson's products are now sold in stores across the Bahamas and the international market. She's even been confirmed to begin selling on Amazon.
It's one thing when you have a pool of 200 to 300,000, but you're dealing with, millions of women all over the world. So, when those orders started rolling in, international is just a different level, period. While I'm grateful, I'm also grateful to, my Bahamian women who would have supported me from then to now and continue to support me, no matter the price. Because, Beauty by Becca, no matter the price, they continue to support. And yeah, but it's a completely different level.
Johnson adding that having international clients travel just to have her do their hair is always a heartwarming experience. She also has a growing list of celebrity clients, most recently doing crochet braids for the daughter of American recording artist The Dream and Christina Milian.
With that one, I think that was a God move because I was leaving one pop-up and I was trying to figure out where do I go now, and then she messaged and I was like, yeah, I want to go Cali again, so I'll see you there. So yeah, that was, I wouldn't want to say it's a normal thing to do because I have women who fly in to have their hair done just for a day. I have women who, take vacations to come just to have their hair done, or leave the cruise, come have their hair done.
Aside from being able to give her children opportunities in life that she never had, she says her greatest career highlight is being able to give back to her community.
I've been doing a summer program for the past 4 years where I have senior high school students. They come in every summer for about 2 months, and they twist, and that's all we do. We twist all day. So, they're here right now, actually. Today was the first day of our program. Everyone comes with a different purpose, and thankfully, that purpose is always fulfilled. And, you see the changes, great changes, and I think that right there is what is most fulfilling. And them being able to make their own money.
And here's her advice to other young women looking to enter the field.
Dedication and being able to commit yourself to your craft, because without those two, you're nothing, okay? And of course, great customer service and being able to go above and beyond no matter what. And also having a great attitude.
On the other side of the break, the weather report for you to plan your weekend just right. And have you ever been crazy in love? Well, our Marlena Leonard has the script on that. Stay tuned. The details when Our News Weekend returns. Welcome back. Every storm runs out of rain, just like every night turns into day. Let's see if the rain has run out on us. Here's the forecast over the next few days. Well, Crazy Love 4 is back in Nassau this weekend by popular demand, and the series creator tells us this is the last hurrah for the successful franchise. Our Marlena Leonard has more in this report.
Discussions about the first Crazy Love began in 2015, and when the play opened to audiences in Grand Bahama, the rest was history. Now, the creator of Crazy Love says Crazy Love 4 is the last in the much-loved series.
It has been overwhelming. We always say that Out of the Ashes is the house that Crazy Love built, because we did, so far, Crazy Love 1, 2, and 3, and now 4. We did 70 plus. We won 3 Icon Awards. The way the audiences in both Grand Bahama and Nassau has gravitated toward the show has just been overwhelming. So we just want to thank our, of course, Grand Bahama and Nassau audiences for supporting us.
Like past Crazy Love plays, there was demand from Nassau for an encore weekend. Pierre tells us crowds couldn't help but get invested when the cast was here in May.
We were here 2 weeks ago at the Atlantis Resort, and the show was absolutely epic. I always say we were watching the audience, and the audience was watching the play. They cheered, they laughed straight through. They were arguing with the actors, mocking. It was just an amazing time. And we got a lot of demand to come back, and we're here for the last time. This is the last Crazy Love ever.
And Pierre says the interactions aren't just fun for the crowds.
The actors, I'm not an actor, but I think they feed off that. We feed off that energy, and you get kind of more of the show experience, because they want to kind of, give it to you more, pretend themselves more, perform better, if that's even possible, for this bunch. So it's just an experience for the audience, an experience for us.
The final shows are this weekend at Atlantis, including a Saturday night showing and a Sunday matinee, closing out with one last show on Sunday at 8 p.m.
Tickets for Crazy Love, you can get them online. How do you do that? You can do search, Island Dreams Management, Crazy Love 4, or you can just give us a call, WhatsApp, 818-1542, and we'll send you the link.
Reporting for Our News Weekend, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Thanks, Marlena, and thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of our producer and the entire technical team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a safe and wonderful weekend.